Hello everybody, welcome to our Arrow LinkedIn page. We've been doing lots of different videos explaining what we can do for you here at Arrow and also how we do it. Today I am interviewing Roger Sinclair who heads up our finance division here at Arrow. Roger, if you could just introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about your role.
Yeah, thanks, Ed. So I'm Roger Sinclair. As you said, I've been engaged with Arrow for a couple of years now. I organise all of the financing for your end user customers and also your partners using payment agreements. I actually work for Rigby Capital, and we're a partner with Arrow. And last year we wrote about £6 million worth of business with you. So that's not too bad, and a couple of checkpoint deals as well in there. So it's all going well.
Great, that sounds fantastic. So could you sort of just give us a brief description of what sort of services you can offer our Arrow partners?
Yeah, so we'll fund anything into the partners that Arrow distribute. So whether it's hardware, software, services, support, consultancy. We can actually provide partners with a payment over up to 5 years with an initial payment holiday if required. Quite popular at the moment with cash being king, and some companies have only got sort of 3 months cash left. Apparently, it came out from Deloitte. I think it was yesterday or the day before. There's a report saying that. So we can pick up those problems and defer payment over time over any profile they want for essential or strategic IT spend. And that can be either into the partner, so they can then back-to-back those payments in whatever form they want down to their end users. Or if the partner is not got the greatest credit rating for the size of the spend, we can actually finance the end user, the client themselves, and pay the partner upfront on day one.
Wow, so there's lots of different options there. Do you have any examples of how we've managed to help our partners win business by using your services?
Yeah, and I think in most cases the partners are able to win business. What's happening out there at the moment is that the customers and the market in general are demanding flexible payment options. And if you look at some of the smaller partners out there, obviously having to pay out a lot of cash as an upfront spend for a project in itself is problematic. So being able to key into some of these funding and financing options is really, really critical. And what we find in the reseller community out there is that the best salespeople really get this, because it enables you to broaden your horizons and look at a much bigger deal quite often. More profit rich, because the more you can spread the payments over time, the more value it delivers to the customer. So it means that the normal sort of rules of negotiations with a customer quite often are parked to one side, because the value you're delivering through really understanding their commercial constraints and actually delivering something which is within their budget availability really comes through, and it helps to differentiate the partners from their competition.
Of course. That sounds great. So there's pretty much we can do anything that's needed. Is there anything else that we can offer that maybe other financial partners can't?
Well, I think the key is that we're totally integrated in with Arrow, and also the fact that we are independent of any vendor, albeit we can align closely to some. Like as with Checkpoint, we've written quite a few really great deals with Checkpoint, and but we can look at all manner of things. And I think the differentiation is that we can really mold something to whatever the customer wants. So it's not prescriptive in terms of you have to take it over 3 years, you have to pay annually, you have to do this, you have to do that. We can be really flexible and look at the entire IT solution and make sure that it really fits in with not only what the end user wants, but also what the reseller wants. And also if Checkpoint in some of the larger deals want to make it even more compelling, they can actually subsidize some of the interest costs, so the customer doesn't have to pay them all. But in doing that, if you're looking at, as I said, the larger deals, maybe up to a 5-year subscription agreement or support agreement, you know, as I said, everyone up the supply chain is getting that income on day one. So to actually support that a little bit can reap, you know, big rewards for everybody on the sales side, right up through the supply chain. So the sales structure is, and the sales guys and girls are really happy, as are the directors and the CFO, because he's getting his cash in on day one. And the customer's happy too, because they're getting what they want in terms of being able to spread the payments over a sensible time.
So really, there's nothing we can't do, and we can work with all of our partners, really. Yeah,
sure. I mean, what the best advice I can give is to engage and talk to me and the Arrow team as early as possible if you think there's going to be a requirement for this type of approach, and then we can look at the capacity for providing the required credit line at an early stage, rather than coming to us at the last minute and saying, my God, the CFO has said there's no budget, and everyone's throwing their hands up in the air saying we need to do the deal in 3 days' time. I didn't realise, and all that. And you know, if we can start to plan as early as possible, even if we're looking at a pipeline of potential deals that might be stuck, or you think might be in the right sort of time frame, or so sort of got the right requirements for this, let us know as soon as possible. We can basically traffic light them to let you know what would be a slam dunk from a credit point of view, what might need a bit more work, so we might need to just have a few words with the finance people there, and so on. So it's working together as a team. See, you know, and that, from my kind of 25 years experience working in this industry, is what I can definitely recommend, is just get involved early, work as a team. We won't talk in gobbledygook or language that nobody can understand. You know, it's about talking in layman's terms about how it's going to best fit in with the scenario that's put in front of us. And we're used to dealing with all manner of things, as I've probably alluded to. So if there's something a little bit different, just bring it to the table, and we'll see what we can do for you.
That sounds great. Roger, thank you very much for your time. It's very much appreciated.
That's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.